Demon here. I have a friend. I'm very close to her, but she did something stupid, and I'm sure you'll side with me in the ending. This story was put into words by boring old man. She vanished when I was a baby. My father always maintained that she left us, but I know the truth. She told me how he killed her that fateful day and threw her body in the big river near the highway. She would visit me every night. I couldn't see her, but I could hear her whisper raspily on account of the choking she received. She loves me. She tried to save me from him. When he gets agitated, especially after drinking, she will make a noise to distract him. Sometimes it will be a knock on the door, other times running footsteps or tapping on the window. He would go to investigate and forget about me. She's always watching over me. Once I sneaked out with my friends and got into trouble. He had to come to get me at 3 a.m. He was very angry. He scolded me while I snubbed in bed. He took out his belt. She flashed on the periphery of his vision. He turned around and left as if in a trance. In one of my outbursts, I accused him of killing her. His expression indescribable. He mumbled, "She ran away with the mailman." I laughed out loud. Can his made-up stories be any more cliché? She told me about the horrible abuse. No one ever think he was capable of such torture. I hated him. I knew he would have killed me too if not for her. She plotted my freedom. He had to die. There was no other way to be completely sure. The monster that he was, it would be a fitting end. She whispered encouragingly in my ear. I stood with a knife raised over his prone body. A pill-induced stupor will ensure no resistance. My box was ready. One blow and I'm free. I raised my arm, ready to finish this with one fell swoop. I hesitated, knife in mid-air. I mustered up my slightly dented courage to prepare again. She stood there at the door contritely, wringing her hands at my bewildered stare. She hugged me. I jumped away as if electrocuted. Impossible. Yet, there she was. In the flesh, I might add. She came in, apologizing profusely while I stood there dumbfounded. She asked for father. He's passed out drunk. I lied. She lamented how heartbroken he is because she ran away with a mailman. I'm glad she couldn't hear my jaw drop. Father forgave her. He must have truly loved her. I never told anyone how close I came to killing my father. I'm still trying to figure out who she is and why she wanted me to kill my father. They ask me why I'm suddenly religious and insist on wearing a cross at all times. How do I tell them that that's the only thing that stops the raspy voice in my ears? Do you all see what I mean when I said she did something stupid? If she will only take off that cross, we could play again. I want my friend back. Well, at least my girlfriend may still want me. Sugar Soul wrote it down nicely. Today I messed up by trying to have a threesome with my girlfriend and her sister. Obligatory. This did not happen today, but actually last weekend. My girlfriend Chloe is still not talking to me and walk out of the room every time I try to talk to her. A little bit of backstory about Chloe will probably help. She's the world's most perfect person. My life is honestly better with her in it. We have been dating for almost 3 years and still have a very passionate life. She's into really kinky stuff and loves to include random things in our lovemaking. I know that she has always wanted a threesome, so I decided to organize it for her birthday. I set up everything and even brought her sister over so that she could be there for the big reveal. I put the blindfold on Chloe's eyes when she got into the house, led her to the bedroom. Chloe began to scream at me when I took the blindfolds off her. She started accusing me of being in love with her sister as she knew I had a crush on her. I tried to calm her down, but she stormed out of the house and spent the night at a friend's house. I looked over at her sister and realized that I probably should have chosen someone else. I picked up her body and placed it into the car so that I could return it to the graveyard. I love my girlfriend, but sometimes I cannot even figure out what she wants. It's difficult to please her. Please tell me in the comments below, what should I have done? Here's a comment I could probably read. This was posted by Writing is Fun, but you suck. Love is a dangerous game. Every time he slept with a girl, she dies. It started with his high school girlfriend, Elaine. She jumped off a bridge on prom night. His first college girlfriend, Maria, executed herself in the baths. When Anna died in that one car crash a week after they first slept together, he realized what was going on. He was cursed. His love was deadly. The timing between death and the consummation of their relationship was too perfect. He gave up dating. Surely it was a lonely life, but how could anything else be fair? Eventually though, he grew bitter as he found himself in his 30s. His conviction and the reality of the curse warned. People die all the time. That was obviously just bad luck. Coincidence were real, curse weren't. So he started dating again. Candice was her name. And they had 3 wonderful dates. On the night of their 4th, he showed up to her apartment building. There were police officers flashing lights outside, and they weren't letting anybody inside. Candice had been found mutilated beyond recognition. As the new boyfriend, he became the obvious suspect. Unfortunately, his fingerprints were all over the knife that had been used. Of course they were. He had just had dinner with Candice a few days before the murder. He was convicted of the crime. He served several years until a major mess-up had been committed by the prosecution during his trial came to light. He was released on a technicality. At that point, with years of his life stolen from him, he grew angry and selfish. He was going to live the way he wanted and was willing to risk a woman's life for his own needs. There was still enough humanity inside of him not to take this risk without being upfront about it though. So he made an online dating profile with the curse laid out in the description. Most people who saw it just assumed that he was crazy. One day though, a woman named Michelle responded. She was cursed too. She said every man she had ever slept with died shortly thereafter as well. She figured out that they were a match made in heaven. Being on the other side of the equation made the concept seem ridiculous to him. Despite years of evidence of his own curse, it just sounded crazy coming out from someone else's mouth. Forget about it, he thought. He was lonely, lonelier than he thought was possible. If she was some crazy person that was going to stab him or something, he didn't care. And so they agreed to meet up. Their night was wonderful. The next morning, they were found, still twisted together in bed. The cops said they had never seen anything like it. 2 40-something, perfectly healthy by all accounts, both dead of natural causes. On each of their faces were contented smiles. Smiles that will last forever. Thank you for the advice, but I don't think I'm cursed like he or she is. No, there's something else going on with my girlfriend. I'll figure it out soon. And remember this, guys, that subscribe button is there for a reason. Use it, or I'll be coming for your grave next. And remember, have a nightmarish night.